The eDNA Marine Sediment Cold Storage Kit contains everything you need to take a sample of sediment for eDNA analysis. In this kit, you'll receive a pair of sterile nitrile gloves, a 25ml scoop, a snap block bag and a grey sealable bag, a disinfectant wipe for decontaminating reusable equipment and a datasheet for noting information about your sample. You will need to take with you into the field a smartphone or GPS for recording location data. Remember to always check and obtain any licenses or permits you need before going into the field. Scan the QR code on the kit bag for the full sampling protocol and refer to our guidance on how to choose your sampling locations, how many samples to take, and how to subsample to collect a representative sample. Before taking your sample, it is important to put on the gloves provided to minimise cross-contamination. Once you have defined and marked out your intended sampling area, label the clear snap lock bag containing the scoop with your unique sample ID. This should be different from any other samples you may have taken. Remove the scoop from the bag and keep hold of it as your sample will go into it. Remove any fauna and flora or debris from the surface where you intend to collect your sample. This can be done with a gloved hand. Take a sediment sample using the scoop. A twisting action can help in sticky sediments. Empty the sediment sample into the snap lock bag. Seal or fold over the top of the bag between subsamples to prevent contamination of the sample. Repeat at different locations within the sediment grab using the same scoop until you have collected the required number of subsamples. When all the subsamples have been collected in the bag, mix the sample together within the bag to homogenize. This can be done by massaging the outside of the bag with your hands and some careful shaking. Break up clumps between your fingers. Once homogenized, push and shake the sample to the bottom of the bag, roll the bag around the sample to expel excess air and seal. Place your sample into the grey mailer bag and check that the barcodes on the datasheet and the bag match. Fill out your datasheet with information about your individual sample and add your datasheet into the mailer bag, then seal it. Your sample is now ready to send to the lab for analysis. Once all of your samples have been collected, you must also fill in the provided electronic sample manifest. Samples should be placed in a cool box or bag whilst in the field. It is recommended that the samples are frozen prior to shipping to prolong the time for which they will stay cool during transport. If freezing is not possible, courier collection should be arranged as soon as possible, with samples kept refrigerated prior to packing. If returning samples from within the UK, you can either return samples in a cool box with ice packs to the address below, or you can request a cold chain transport box from NatureMetrics. Ensure you have frozen the provided coolants for at least 24 hours before transport. Place your samples and the coolants into the foil liner. Pack out any spare space. Secure the foil bag with the peel strip and seal the box. Ensure that you send your samples with next day delivery so that they arrive at the lab cold. Avoid posting on a Friday so that your samples don't get left in a warehouse over the weekend. If you are sending samples from outside the UK, our logistics team will arrange a courier service for you. We will provide an EON box to keep your samples cool for extended periods of transport. The box will come ready assembled. You will need to remove the 6 gel packs and freeze them for 72 hours to ensure they remain cold during transit. Load the samples and gel packs into the box as late as possible on the day of courier collection to prolong the gel pack's effectiveness. To reassemble the box, arrange the gel packs as shown here. Place your samples into the kit tray. Insert the polystyrene square on top of the samples, ensuring that the data logger is in place. You do not need to start the data logger, it is already running. Securely tape the box shut and you are now ready to send your samples.